Welcome, spiritual travellers. I'm Steve Bradshaw, aka the Brad Monk, and when I'm channeling, I connect to my soul of the past, who was a monk who travelled around sharing his spiritual journey, and so he helps me to find and connect to what I call the soul's inner voice, which is basically the universe that gives us wisdom, insights, connections, and frees me up to be able to help people on their journey. My mission is to connect and get every single one of you to experience this amazing world, what I call the world of enlightenment. Well, I've been ignited this morning to channel through what is happening with the world. And this is very, what I can say, deep subject that people are need to look outside the box. The more we're being awakened, the more the love that's being shared, the more that we're coming together, is triggering a lot of people that are in pain, and their bodies are trying to release this pain. That's why they don't know they're getting into their injustice and insecurities and the fight and flight mode, and it's just pure anger and pure nastiness, and because they're being triggered into the automatic flow of release. Now, you might think that the universe is working against us, but actually it's working for us. We have this incredible amount of love that we can share, but the body is rejecting the love. That's why a lot of people struggle to love themselves, because the body has a resistance. The fear of the body is that eventually we become connected and oneness, and then there's no blocks or anything to resist what we're experiencing. And because a lot of us are coming from a place of hurt and pain and lack and fear and everything, you would be putting out and getting exactly the same back. So that's why we have blocks in the body, until we're at peace with who we are and we're not vibrating the lack anymore. And so because our bodies are being affected with all the foods and the water and everything, it is struggling that when we get connected and when we get awakened, that the body is rejecting this connection. And so that's why I call it the year of the connection. Now, yes, we have the elite that people claim are trying to do things to us. But my take, or what's been channeled, is that they're struggling. Because the more our energies are changing, the more we're not giving or feeding them what they need to stay in control. And so they're coming up with all these things. But what people don't understand is the body is rejecting all these things, like the viruses. It's rejecting them trying to control through changing our DNA, through trying to chip us, through the vaccines. People have been awakened that suddenly, the flu vaccine. Why have they not got a vaccination for the flu? Unless they want you to have the flu. Unless they want to be able to put stuff into your body. And I think our bodies are getting more connected, clearer, and it's making it harder to accept these things anymore, these viruses and everything. People are being awakened. So I don't see it as a bad thing. Yes, it's a struggle for everybody. Yes, there's a lot of deaths, lots of stuff that's happening. But these were happening anyway. It's just that more of us are in the fear because and the worries and stuff. Why? Because they're trying to separate us. They're trying to separate us from. But this can be a good thing as well, because it means then that we need to work more on the energy basis. We need to work more with ourselves. We need to learn to connect more ourselves and the energies of ourselves. We've depended on attracting people to make us complete, attracting people to take our negativity away. That's why there's more empaths in the world. We're actually now having to look within for our own answers and our own understanding and our own path. And so if you look at the bigger picture, then, and I always believe that good comes out of bad anyway, but society is changing. And the problem is that certain people are being triggered a lot more. That's why we're getting these crazy stuff. I always know that when, as an empath, when I stand around somebody who's lying to me or cheating to me, and my energy is one of the soul-to-soul connection, it triggers them. And they turn on me and they go, no, and they go nasty on me. And I'm thinking, whoa, I'm just giving out good energy. But what you don't understand is love and the pure energy is making them get rid of their deep-rooted stuff, bringing it to the surface. And of course, these people don't want to because they feel out of control. And so they try and control by having to go at people who are giving them this energy. This is one of the things I learned a lot with my mediumship. And so I know that eventually, even people that are fighting me will eventually get connected, and then they'll want to help me or share in the experience. And this is what it's all about. So even the people who are fighting you or going against you, it's because your energy is making them look at their problems and their issues. They don't want to deal with that because it means then they're not in control. So that's why they're deflecting. That's why they're trying to look what hurts you more, to get to you, to focus on you, which then leaves them alone. So it's really, I think people have just got to learn more about energy exchange. That's why I'm starting to put a group together. People have got to learn more about the energy and the way it works. And they're showing me, because I saw this program, or this guy, and he was going about, take your blocks away and your life will be perfect. Well, you take your blocks away and yes, whatever you order comes straight back. But people aren't in a position of ordering. They're too busy worried about all the fears and everything that the stuff's coming back straight away. And why does the blocks return? You know, like he says, I have to take my blocks away nearly every day. You've got to understand why the blocks are there in the first place. The blocks are doing a job. It's like negativity. Negativity is there to balance positivity. It brings balance. So you have to have the negative and the positive to bring the balance. So when you start to look at life a little bit different like that, and this is what a lot of my channeling brings to me, and then I have to try and work it out or put it in a way that people can experience, then the world was working opposite to what the way the energy or the universe is working. And this is what you've got to understand. And so, I mean, I still can't get my head around the block of the love, but I know that unconditional love, you need to love all things. I know that. But I keep looking at, why would you put a block? And then they say to me that, well, basically, when you're born, you've not got the love of the universe. Within you is this energy that you could, whatever you feed it, it becomes. And then if you're more connected of looking on the inner voice, the inner self, you then feel more of the heavens energy, because it's all connected, you see. But it also works as a reflection of what we give it, because we've got to learn lessons in life and eventually find out that we're just basically trying to get back to being to heaven in the sense of the energy of it. I don't mean just by dying or anything like that. I just mean that we're trying to learn. And so by us having like a resistance on our hearts, we're not experiencing it straight away. And that's why you try and find love, because love neutralizes negativity as well, or brings peace to the body. So that's why we look for food, we look for people, we look for music and all the other different things. We're trying to find that love connection, so it ignites us to feel the heavens energy. Now, I've just recently found out that people used to say to me, well, you seem to have a connection, you know, you don't need to go through any guides or anything like that. But I've suddenly realised that there's always another one of me in spirit. I mean, there is a soul of us, but there's also, it might come to light that I might have a brother in spirit that is feeding the information, you know, because I received a message the other day that they want me to get back into the mediumship. They want me to. There's a lot of messages needed to come from heaven at the moment, and because they know that I have a link that I'm not going to. I don't want to get all ego and say, oh, I've got this ultimate link, or it's not that. It's just that that's why I've always prepared the vessel, always understood energy work more than anything, and I understand how a lot of it works. It's made it easier. So when I used to do mediumship or readings, I used to put myself in a nature box, and it meant that I had the energy there, but also I was able to connect and get the information. I could never work out when I used to do stand-up, when I opened the door to the spirit world, it was like I had like hundreds of people wanting to talk to me. And I was like, whoa, this is a bit scary, People only normally have like one at a time, but I was opening up and they're all talking. I was like, whoa, I can't handle this. This was too much for me. But now I'm starting to understand why that's happening. So back to the world at the moment. We've got to come together and learn your own energy, your own way, your own path, and do what more makes you happy and enjoy, so that you're getting more connected, so you're releasing your body of the blocks, understanding where the programming's come that you've brought here to experience, so you can play your part, and then you'll start to understand more and enjoy life more, because you can tap into the energy that gives you more of the joy in everything. So I wanted to share this with you because I'm seeing more, even the spiritual gurus at the moment are fighting the system. And I understand that because it's injustice, but they've got to look at the bigger picture. Because there's always a reason why. It's like in nature. There's always a reason why you have a storm or whatever happens, and there's always something that comes out of it. Yes.